Hello, 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 Stamping Friends. How is everyone doing today? Yes, friends, I am Caron, your ATX Stampin' Lady, coming to you live from Austin, Texas. Thanks for joining me today, guys, for a little bit of Make It Monday. Make It Monday is a series where on Mondays I scour Pinterest, I look at Google, I look at Facebook, I look everywhere and I find a couple of designs that I like, and I come to you here on my YouTube channel on Monday and I make it. Now, sometimes I'll make it exactly, sometimes I'll switch it up a little bit. I use the design as inspiration, but mainly I just create from a sketch. I create from something that I've seen somewhere. Of course, I will give credit to the designers, and then depending on time, I will go ahead and maybe create one or two of my own. So tonight, first of all, let me just tell you, I am an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up. If this is your first time with me, guys, welcome, welcome, welcome. Please say hello. Interacting with me always helps the channel. The more you comment, the more you interact with me, the more other crafters can find me in, more other crafters can find me. Give me just a second. Let me check everywhere that I'm at just to make sure that I can see people, people can see me. And again, I am going to ask and beg your forgiveness. I seem to have been fighting some sort of a crud or a cold or something from um, from on stage, and I'm still struggling with it. So just give me a minute, and then we can go ahead and get started. All right, so I can see myself here on YouTube. So and I can know hopefully. Well, I seem frozen there. Give me a second. Okay. I think we're good now. All right, so definitely, as I said, don't forget to interact with me and just let me know your thoughts and comments. I might be asking you questions, but let's just dive right in. I'm gonna wait. Actually, give me just a second. I'm gonna dive right in just a little bit. So I'm excited. Um, I just came back from On Stage. On Stage is an annual event that Stampin' Up hosts for her demonstrators, where we get to see new products, things that's coming out. We learn a lot about what's going on with the company. We do recognition, um, and just what's going on with the company, anything that we might need to be aware of. Okay, and for our customers as well. But one of the most exciting things is that we are getting ready to close out the current annual catalog and then start with the new catalog. Now, we used to do one annual catalog that would rotate for the entire 12 months with two smaller catalogs in between, the January through April and the September to December mini. But now Stampin' Up! Is going just to the three catalogs, one that is May through August, September through December, and then January through April. Plus, we'll continue with the online exclusives. So we are getting ready for a major release month in April. We'll have the new catalog that goes live as well as new online exclusives. So if you're like me and you always like to be in the know, as a demonstrator, we get to start pre-order tomorrow, but that's the only way you can, that's one of the perks of being a demonstrator is to be able to pre-order, you have to be a demonstrator. Tonight, we are working with an online exclusive package. You saw the picture in the thumbnail, and I'm just going to share with you what comes in the suite. It is the Garden Poetry Suite, and that consists of the Paradise Bird and Stampin' die set, some designer series paper, and some specialty paper as well. And guys, there's a hybrid embossing folder that that comes with this suite, right? And I'll tell you a little bit more about the hybrid embossing folders in just a little bit. They're a little bit different than regular folders, but so we'll go ahead and we'll tell you all about that. This also comes with regular designer series paper and a specialty designer series paper. I see there's a couple people watching. Guys, please say hello. Let me know who's watching and where you're watching me from. I would love to be able to chat with you tonight and definitely be able to call you by name if I can. So there's a 12 by 12 pack of designer series paper. This is the one I've already cut down. But you'll see that. There's two each of 6 designs in the catalog. And here's the front and back. Here we go. Here's the front and back of this. And the colors that's found in our designer series paper are Blackberry Bliss, Berry Burst. You're going to get me the lion. Ah! That's why I keep the pack here, right? So I can. And if you ever purchase our papers, and you want to know, you will see on the back of them, it tells you what colors coordinate with the designer series paper. So in this set, there's Berry Burst, Blackberry Bliss, Blueberry Bushel, Coastal Cabana, Crushed Curry, Flirty Flamingo, Night of Navy, Poppy Parade, Pumpkin Pie, and Shaded Spruce. Let me show you those colors. Let me put this back in here. Okay. So as you can see, there's a combination of colors in here. You can see the Blackberry Bliss and the Berry Burst in combination. And here are other colors. Now, if you have a favorite, comment in the comment section and let me know which color is your favorite from the ones that I'm sharing with you tonight. This is our, oh my God, I read the colors and I can't remember what they are. Don't get old, you guys, because the brain just stops working. All right, so the orange is pumpkin pie, and flirty flamingo are the oranges. All right, the blues are night of navy and blueberry bushel. This was the front of this one, and that's the back. Shaded spruce and coastal cabana, I believe, was this one. And then the first sets of prints are the larger leaves. The second set are smaller leaves. Okay. And this one is, you can definitely see the colors combined here. All right. So you have your greens and your blues that are meshing into each other. You'll have your oranges and your yellows meshing into each other here. And then also included in this suite is some specialty coordinating paper. This is our Night of Navy, our Berry Burst, and our Shaded Spruce. Okay. Now, guys, I'm showing you this way because I'm getting ready to do a paper share for the upcoming catalog. I believe there's 14. Don't quote me on it. I believe there's 14 designer series papers to include specialty. I won't include any of the I don't include any of the sticker sheets. Those will not be included in the pack. But this is how I package them. They will be cut down into 6 by 6. for easy shipping. If you do want them as a 12 by 6, we can definitely do that. It will be an additional cost because shipping will be an additional cost. Okay, so that's our paper. I've already cut all of this, so we won't need, shouldn't need to refer back to that if we need to. Also in the suite is the Paradise Garden hybrid embossing folder. Okay, the hybrid embossing folder, I seem to be frozen, you guys. Can somebody let me know if you can see me? Let me go back out again. Okay. All right, so the hybrid embossing folder, this one's pretty. This is what it looks like. I've already, here's my sample. I've already die cut this one. Take a look at that. And guys, I think being 3D as it is, you do get that ultra detail in it. But I spritzed this with water, and I believe that's what made the detail stand out just a little bit more. I seem to be frozen. If you can see me, please let me know. There we go. Bye. I looked up and I was frozen, so I'm trying to make sure. Okay, I think we're good now. All right, so the 3D embossing folder is one that, or the hybrid, you can lay it out and just emboss, just like I've done here. Or now I haven't played with this yet. By that I just mean that I haven't practiced making sure that this was laid out where it needed to be. But as a hybrid embossing folder, you can go ahead and lay this in here. If you can figure out how to align it, right? And you'll know when it's aligned, right? And then you put your paper in here and then you'll cut as well. So that's the beauty of a hybrid embossing folder. I've already embossed this. So I would have done all of this in one pass. That way I don't have to try to figure out where I line this right now to be able to die cut it out. So for now, I'm just going to leave this one, but all you do is you line this up in here, you put your cardstock in here, and you will emboss and cut at the same time. Okay, so that is the beauty of the the 3D hybrid embossing folder. So you also have in the, oops, hold on. I need to put my magnet in there now. You also have in the kit some other die cut elements. Let's see if this is going to fit on here. I do use a lot of, I do use extra magnets. I do like having my dies laid out on magnets. I find sometimes that the tape that's included on the folders, I find that, oh my gosh, it's very difficult to get it to release from, get the die to release from the cardstock. But there are other dies that's in the set, okay? We have our labels, and then these will cut the images from there, okay? So I'll go ahead and play with this a little bit. I'll put that here. These will go on here, and then we can get started. All righty. I'm going to put this aside. I've already embossed, so we can put this aside. And for anybody that has been wondering, as you can see, I put the stamp, the die, the embossing folder all in the same sleeve, and it fits. I like to keep the suites together as much as possible. All right, so the designs that I found on the for us to play with tonight is this is Stamp with Taya, and then this one is Anne Ben Lucy is the name. So I'm giving credit for the designers. I think this one I'm probably going to keep intact. I think I changed this one up just a little bit. So we'll see what's going on. All right. Here's card number 1. Let me bring this back so that I can see what I'm talking about. So the images that I have as printed are not the colors that the designer created. So I tried to get as close as possible to that. And I found that I liked this is Pretty in Pink. And this is a piece that's 3 3/4 by 5. This is a piece that's 4 by 5 and 1/8. I'm going to use that for matting. My card base is a top fold. I don't normally do top fold cards. Y'all know that. I prefer to do side fold cards. And this is 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5.5. And then I have a piece for the inside that's 3 3/4 by 5. So I'm going to put this part away for now. I've already embossed this piece, and I've embossed this with the, oh my gosh, I think it's something Swirls Designer Series paper. I don't remember the name of it, which I should have done that. And so what I'm going to do with this, as you can see, it's folded. So I'm going to bring in my trimmer, because I'm going to use the score blade. And I'm just going to pick a spot, any spot. I'm going to maybe, and I'm just going to score. I'm going to score so that, how about we put this right here on 1 3/4. Put this here. And so that's what we're going to do. We're going to do a 1 3/4 on that side. Okay. And then we're just going to score it. Because I figure we can get it folded that way a lot easier if it's scored. Did we go through here? I don't see it enough. So I'm going to bring, I think we had this lined up on the 1 3/4. Right. And then I'm going to bring in my bone folder. All right. And I'm going to score. All right, I can see that score line. And then we're just going to fold on the score line like so. Again, I spritzed this with water before I embossed it. Just made it made it pop just a little bit more. Okay, and then we're just going to align this. And before I do that, I'm making sure that I know how much room I have to add my sentiment. Okay. Mm, uh, okay. Now for this, I'm actually going to heat emboss my sentiment. thank you gonna fit here? No. Okay. So that's not gonna work. Let me grab, it would have helped if I had looked at, all right, so I'm gonna use, let's see if it'll fit first before I say I'm gonna use it, right? So you see, I'm already changing the design a little bit, right? And that's the thing about when you case something is you make it your own, however you choose to do it, right? So if I'm gonna have this, making sure that this is here, will this fit here? I don't like that. All right, so this one definitely will fit. So I'm gonna do grateful for your friendship right there. Okay, and I'm using the pop up petals for my sentiment. I'm sending out a lot of friendship cards lately. What type of cards do you send the most? I'm gonna condition my stamp, grab my Versamark, and I walk my ink or my stamp. And then I remember that I did my sentiment right in this corner. Okay. I count my Mississippi's. Oh, perfect coverage. And I'm gonna grab my white heat embossing powder. You can use whatever color you're going to do. And as you can see, I've already changed it up from what the original was, right? When I do any other color other than clear, I tend not to double or triple heat emboss. What I do is let it sit a little bit longer on top of the ink, just to make sure that the powder um, grabs hold. Sorry, I came off screen here. All I'm doing is cleaning it up, making sure I don't have any stray white powder going anywhere. So I am going to be working with this suite for the rest of the week. On Thursday, it will be my Case the Caddy suite. And I will be picking one or two items from the cards that's in the um, online exclusives and make some cards from there. I think they're online exclusives. All right. now that we have that down, well, all right. And so now we're going to go ahead and align our embossed panel. So you see, I cut this to 3 3/4 by 5. I believe we probably could have done with maybe a 3 1/4 by 3 1/4, and gotten the same effect. Okay. So you can play with this however you choose to. And when I am working with an embossed panel, guys, I tend to use either liquid glue, or in a pinch, if I absolutely had to, I would work with score tape or double-sided tape, whatever you want to call it, because we need the adhesive to get into the embossed panel for it to catch on for good adherence. Okay. All right, so we're gonna have maybe about 1/8 of an inch on the bottom, because that's what I'm working with. All right. And if you want, you can turn this over, do a little bit of burnishing on the back, just to make sure that adhesive gets stuff on there pretty cool. Okay, so we got that part. Let's move this guy out of the way because we don't need him anymore. I do label my stamps, and now we're just gonna get our images stamped and die cut. I had a piece in here of white. Is that my inside white? No, that's not my inside white. And my die cutting panel. It's just a scrap, not really a scrap, it's a quarter panel. I really just got this set. I have not played with it at all. And there are dies for each of them. Well, what did I do with my, there it is. All right. Okay, let's season our stamps. Do the same here. And I think I'm going to go with hi Kathy, how are you? Thanks for joining me tonight. The Petunia Pop came in that in color. Actually, the Petunia Pop is one of our 2020, what are we, 26? Our 2024 to 2026 in colors. So this is one of the colors that will be retiring with the current annual catalog, to make way for our new in colors. And I don't remember all the names, you guys, so bear with me on that. I think one is Golden Glow, uh, Heaven, Hydrangea Hue is one. Crisp Cantaloupe, I think, was the name of one. Ugh. And I can't remember the rest, so I'm gonna stop lying right now. All right, so here's this one. And I'm gonna try to stamp out two of them. That way, if we make a mistake or anything, we already have one that's done. Okay. All right. And then I used uh, cloud cover for my card base. So I'm gonna stick with for my leaves, Shy Shamrock. I know it's gonna be a colorful card, y'all. I generally don't do colorful cards, but I am gonna just be playing with um the outgoing colors. I'll probably be doing that till they retire. All right. Then I'm gonna do, these are leaves, and I'm gonna stamp these in Shy Shamrock. You can't hear me? What? Can you hear me now? Maybe that's what oh my gosh, I've been on all this time and nobody could hear me. My little things seem to say that it's going up and down, so I'm not sure what's going on. Can you hear me now? Huh, I tell you. It's telling me I've got sound on this side, so I'm not more sure. You might want to go out and come back in, Cat. I should never have stamped that one so close. Can you hear me now? I'm glad I did two. I might need the second one. All right, so let's see. I'm just going to try to arrange my, oh, that looks nice. Arrange my floral element right there. I like that. Yep, that's what I'm going to do. Sometimes things work the way they're supposed to work. Okay, so I'm going to put a little bit of adhesive back here because I want that to be adhered down. Right. I don't want it to move. So I'm going to put a little bit of adhesive here. Like that. Okay. And then this is going to go here like that. So again, I used the image from Anne Van Lucy for inspiration. I did not use the same set that she used. I didn't use the same anything that she used, but I used her layout for inspiration. Okay. And sometimes again, I hope you can hear me now. If you can't hear me, then pop right out and pop back in. Because I can hear myself. All right, so before we kind of put the finishing stages on this one card, I want to share a couple of other things that you can do to kind of zhuzh this up a little bit. And it doesn't need any zhuzhing, but should you need to, there are some other things that you can do. And some of, oh, look at that. My adhesive, my foam tape kind of snuck through there. Okay, grab that out. Perfect. So the first thing I'm going to do to add a little interest here is I'm going to bring out my Wink of Stella pen. Actually, I'm going to put it on first because I don't want to get any of the on my hands. Okay. And then I'm just going to add this guy just like that. Okay. So this is what we have. Grab a little bit of our Wink of Stella. So we have a lot of that shine. And then I'm going to do the same to our green. Okay. So here's what we have. Now I'm going to grab our card base and our inside panel, right? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to grab this. Stamp it off. Do a little second generation stamping on the inside of our card. And that's done. Can you hear me now? Okay, so when we have that, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to just put this on the inside of our card. Add a little bit of adhesive. I'm taking to writing notes to myself now. I know. Then I'm going to add this to the front of our card, like so. Oh, wow. Can y'all hear me now?
right, can you guys hear me now? The little decibel reading thing is going back and forth. So it says I've got sound somewhere. All right, can you guys hear me now? All right, so I'm in. Okay. Can you hear me now? All right. All right, let's see if we can turn our volume up. All right, can you hear me better now? What did I just do with that ink? All right, so I'm a little off my game a little bit here. Okay, there it is. Perfect! Woo! Oh my gosh, you guys, I am horrible at voiceovers, so let's hope I don't have to go do voiceovers anywhere. Oh my gosh. And then we're just going to put a little bit of zhuzh on our envelope. Ah! Let's see how good I am at lining these up. Hopefully I'm close. Ugh. I'm not. Not even close. We're going to use that envelope for something else. We're going to use that envelope for something else. Sorry about that, you guys. I swear, the little decibel reading was going on here, so as far as I knew, I had sound. Thank you for letting me know. Okay. All right. So we've got our envelope done. And again, this is our card that we cased the design from Anne Van Lucy. Okay. Alright, so the next card that we're going to do is this one, and this is from Stamp with Taya. That's what that looks like to me. I hope I'm not butchering your name, Taya, but that's what I see. So let's get started with that card. Here we go. And I decided, because I love this one so much, I kind of decided to pretty much in essence stay true to the design. This is going to be for our stamps and die cut. Our card base, I chose to go with the blueberry bushel as my my card color. This is one of the colors that's in the designer series paper. I do have two pieces of designer series paper that's cut 1 by 1 by 4, and I'm going to mat it on a piece that's 1 1/8 by 4 1/8. I have a piece that's 1 1/4 by 4, and I'm going to mat that on a piece that's 1 3/8 by 4. Okay. I do have a panel that I cut and I've already embossed, and this was 4 by 5 1/4, which is how we came up with our 4, and we're going to keep our design in that manner. Okay. So let's just go ahead and start adhering some things down. before I did that, guys, I wanted to, what was the yellow in here? There's Flirty Flamingo, Coastal Cabana, Crushed Curry. So I wanted to play a little bit, just to show you that we can stamp on this designer series paper. I've not done that before, but it was in my mind to do it, so let's do it and see how that plays out. Right? So I want to grab this little flower right here because I want to add a pop of color to the design. And with that, I gotta decide if I want to do full color or if I want to do second generation. Let's take a look and see. Okay, so I'm gonna go with second generation. Let me move this guy because I don't need that to be on there. And then all I'm going to do is, on my designer series paper, I'm going to add a little bit more to it. And that's just a tip for you guys. Don't forget that you can always stamp on your designer series paper. Okay? Most times, the print allows for you to be able to do so. Look at that. Didn't that just pop that just a little bit? Let's do it on the other one. And I'm just going to pop this right over it. Okay, I like that. That's unique, and you're just adding your own style to something. Especially if you're quote unquote casing a design, there's so many ways that you can make it your own. And I'm just gonna clean this up so that I don't have any oopsies, ink oopsies that I gotta worry about. That's what I call them, ink oopsies. Alright. So now that we've got this cleaned off, we shouldn't have any ink oopsies. Let's go ahead and align these onto the matte layer. You guys finished making your Easter cards? I have not. But we did Easter cards in one of our shoebox swaps. So I've got 8 shoebox cards that's ready to go. Now this piece is meant to have about 1/8 of an inch border on the left and right, or top and bottom, depending on which way, and then to be flush with the opposite ends. This piece is meant to have about 1/8 of an inch, actually a 1/16 of an inch border. You're still making your Easter cards? Oh my gosh. I tell you, for being a card maker, I am almost always late on sending cards to my own people. Almost always late. I think I've got to start birthdays like weeks and weeks in advance so that I don't actually miss the birthday, which I do. All right, so we've got our pieces layered on and matted. Didn't that pop of yellow just add just a little something to that? All right, so now we're going to bring our panel. Oh, I'm trying to decide if I want to do something here. I know what I'm going to do. I've been ink splattering a lot lately. So I'm going to ink splatter. And guys, I just have these paints. I think I got this from Hobby Lobby while it was on sale or something. And it's like a metallic color. So I'm just going to ink splatter with this. Just for a little bit of texture. I don't know whether this is the right way or not, but this is how I do it. Haha. And then I just splatter randomly across the card. That's it. This is my new jam, ink splattering, right? So you see the ink splattering on here? Okay, so that's all I did. So I broke up the white space just a little. So this piece is cut to 4 inches. This is 4 by 5 1/4. So we know that this is going to be from end to end. All right. So here's how I line things up. And for this, I'm going to use some double-sided tape. Lord help me, because y'all know I use, where's my double-sided tape now? I use liquid glue for a reason. I need that extra time to layer things. But I'm going to go with double-sided tape on this one. Why? Not sure. But that's what I'm going to do. It is one of the most strong adhesives. I think if I personally had to quantify or prioritize, or my preference, if that's the term that I'm looking for as far as adhesive is concerned, liquid glue is my preferred. Double-sided tape is the next. And then double-sided tape, then Stampin' Seal for its strength. I oftentimes have a little bit of issue myself still with the Stampin' Seal, only because it sometimes tends to eat the paper. So, because it's so strong, which is what I love. But one, with any sort of tape adhesive, I don't have that extra time that I need in order to align things. So for me, it's got to be done right. And of course, something in my eye, the way I see things, it's always off. It's never straight. So let's take a look and see what we're going to do to make this work. Okay. So I'm going to use my grid lines to help me. And I'm not going to remove all of this double-sided tape. I'm going to kind of bring them back a little bit. That way. All right. And then let's go ahead and find some markings. align this with this, and I'm gonna go up about an inch from the bottom. And I know I'm even here. And I'm not gonna, so I'm here on that side, and I'm about an inch. So now I can just go ahead and remove the tape. If you didn't know, that's a tip for you as well. Okay? Then we're going to do the same thing for the top, because that's what's next. Going to remove a little bit of it. And as you can see, we have about a 1/4 inch from the left side. So we're going to try to do the same thing, about a 1/4 inch. And then it looks like we've got about a 1/4 inch from the bottom, right? So if we look at a 1/4 inch from the top, from the side, and about a 1/4 inch from the bottom, this is kind of where we're at. Again, I put the top in place, make sure I'm aligned, and then I remove. What happened? Oh, dadgummit. My tape went back on itself. Jeez. All right, so we're gonna have to figure this out, right? Again. All right. So we got about a 1/4 inch from the bottom, and I am estimating, got a 1/4 inch from the bottom, a 1/4 inch from the side. Make sure that is about right there, and then there we go. So that's what we got. Oh, I love that pop of yellow. Oh. Then, just like we did before, I am going to turn this over, burnish this a little bit so that that adhesive gets a good stick. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and adhere this guy to our card base, like so. And I know, as I said, I generally do, ooh, I saw this tip from someone. Even if we're going to use score tape, you can put liquid adhesive over that, and that will give you the additional time, like I need, to get the card piece in place, the panel in place. We're going to do a little bit of burnishing just to make sure that the adhesive is definitely found its mark. Make sure we get to the edges as much as possible. Okay. Doing some good burnishing here, guys. Make sure that adhesive is in those cracks and crevices. Very well. Okay. So now we're just going to adhere this guy to our panel. Some of the changes, I love the layout of the new catalog. Oops. If you do not have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and you would like a catalog, I do sign up for the catalog mailer program, I do require that or ask that you make at least a $35 purchase in my online store. So then that way I can definitely get you a catalog in the mail. The catalog mailing period ends at the end of this month, so you will have had to place that order by the end of this month or before the end of the month, in order for me to get you that catalog in your hands. If you happen to miss the catalog mailing period, which is okay, and you would still like one, when you check out from making a purchase on my store, just add one to your cart, and I will send you a gift in the same amount as the amount of the catalog that you placed in your cart. Okay. Oh. All right. Let's see what we got going on here. All right. So I want this. Sometimes I gotta stand up. My vision is such that really, honestly and truly, I have to be like standing 100% over something for me to even have a hope in you know what of getting it aligned properly. I've got to stand over it, right? I'm going to take this off. We're going to take, because everything is in place now, right? And then we're just going to take stuff off. Okay. I didn't take this one off. I knew I missed one. Like, there's not enough. There we go. All right, now we get to the fun part. We're going to do a little bit of stamping. And I like my flowers in the crushed curry. So I'm going to do 2 flowers in crushed curry, one in full strength and one, this is for my inside. Let me move this out of the way. And then, let me clean this off a little bit as well. This is just some water. And I'm just going to clean that off. Okay. So I can do a flower, I can do 2 flowers, one in crushed curry, one in blueberry bushel, and I might do that just so I have both colors represented, right? Of course, we're going to start with our crushed curry. Right? And then I'm going to do one in blueberry bushel. I'm going to use both. Yes, I am. And one in blueberry bushel. I think I'm going to stamp off the blueberry bushel though. We'll see. Let's go ahead and get as much of the crushed curry off as we can. I don't know if I want full strength on the crushed curry or if I want second generation. So I might do both. That's full strength. And that's, oh, I like both. So I am going to do both. So we're going to have about 3 flowers on here. 1, full full strength. And then the other, no, I think I'm going to grab another sheet of paper. Yeah. That'll be just like me, and I'll mess it up. So I'll have two of them. Perfect. Look at that blue. And then I think I'm going to keep the Shy Shamrock, but I'm going to make sure that that's stamped off as well. Did I put it away? Nope, I did not. There it is, right there. In the artist that Taya, I think she kept everything kind of sort of monochromatic, and she did one in she did her leaves in blue as well, but I'm just gonna stamp off on mine, keep them a little bit lighter. Oh, I just made a mess. I just wasted all that paper too. Ugh! I should have been able to stamp 3 things on that. Right? I don't know if I'm going to need both of them, but I like to kind of stamp them out and not need them than to need them and did not stamp them out and have to go back. Okay, so let's get ready to die cut these, and then we'll go ahead and finalize this card. I'm going to cut these down so they can go through our little, so they can go through the mini Stampin' Cut. What do you call your Stampin' Cut and Boss machine, Kathy? Betty? I know you've named her. And then this one, I think we can cut this way. That. Emily Ann. Emily Ann. All right, Miss Emily Ann. Oh, I had that one there. Okay. So let's start with our flowers. Okay. Get these ready for die cutting. One and two. I love the mini cut and emboss machine. I love that it fits within my workspace when I'm trying to, because y'all know, I start my workspace is actually a 22 by something mat, 22 by 21 inch silicone mat, right? I think that's what it is. And you see that I am only working in like maybe 10 inches. Well, the longer I work, the less space I have. So, love that the mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine fits perfectly in the middle of my chaos. All I'm doing is die setting this up, you guys. I know you can't see this part. You'll see it when it comes through on the other side. But I'm I'm just getting these ready for die cutting. Emily Ann. How'd you come up with Emily Ann? Is there somebody in your family that's named Emily Ann that you named her after? I had three colors. I had a full strength purple, blue, did I not? Ah, there it is. I'm like, I know I had a full strength blue one. All right. It's a telework day for me. I love my telework days because it just means I have the opportunity to get ready for a filming night. Like on my breaks and stuff, I kind of, during my breaks, I'll get up and I'll like die cut this thing, or I'll die cut that thing, or I'll cut this. It just gives me a little bit more time if I'm working from home. Because if I'm not working from home, it takes me a good 30 to 40 minutes, 30 to 45 minutes, just traffic alone. So I have a difficult time if I've not prepped ahead of time for filming that evening. I'm usually rushed. If you see that I'm ever late for a video, it's generally because I didn't prepare ahead of time and I'm just getting home from work or something of that nature, and I'm not prepared. So that's my secret there, right? That's my little secret. If you are just joining me for the very first time, guys, thank you so much. Please don't forget to like this video and also to share it with some of your friends. I would definitely love to increase the viewership on my channel. Interacting with me also gets the analytics up so that more people can find me. If you are a returning viewer, thank you so much. I do know that you have your choice of where you can spend your time, whose video you can watch, and that you have decided to spend any time at all with me. I am very appreciative of that. So thank you so much for that. All right, so that's done. And now, what do I need? I think did I die cut did I stamp? Yep, there's a second one. I may not use them all. It might be a little bit too busy if I use them all, but we'll see. I wanted to make sure that I have them die cut so that if I need them, they're there. If not, they'll go into my little stash of ephemera that's ready to go for the next time. Actually, I might be able to use them on Thursday's video. Alright, so I'm not going to change my sound settings at all. Whatever I'm doing now is what I'm going to do on Thursday. Not changing a thing. So I hope my sound, I have no sound issues on Thursday. Alright. Okay. everything that we're going to use our die cutting machine for. So let's put this out of the way. Put the plates out of the way. And don't forget, you guys, we are going to be playing with this suite again on Thursday. This time we are going to case the annual catalog. When I do, we're going to case, I believe it's a catalog item. I'm going to verify whether it's catalog or not. But there is the link pinned to the top of this video where you can find it in my online store. If you do see that you like this product, definitely let me know. Please share this video. And if you have shared, please let me know that you have. All right, let's take a look and see what we got and where do we have things going. So, I think I want to use all three colors. I really do. So if I do that, and I'm probably going to trim these off. Where are my snips? And by these, I mean I'm going to trim these off. That's the other thing, you guys. Don't be afraid to do a little bit of surgery if you need to. If you don't need to, don't do surgery. If you need to, do the surgery. Okay. So I am going to cut these off. Right? And then I have the yellow one. So how do I want to align these? Because I got one going this way. Then there's one going that way, like so. See, they cut this part off. So they only have that there. Yeah. So again, don't be afraid to do stamp surgery. Or die surgery even. So I'm just going to change this into a little bit of a fussy cutting. Right? And so I'm going to have this, right? This is I'm going to remove that part. And then we've got some leaves. I'm going to put the lighter leaves over here. Right? And then the dark, no, I think I did light leaves for both. Right? And don't forget, you can do stamp surgery on the leaves too. Right? I'm just playing with layout right about now. Right? And then I gotta stand up to see what I'm seeing. Right? And then no, I'm going to do a little stamp surgery on this guy too. So the only flower I'm going to keep intact is actually, well, somewhat intact. Is the blueberry bushel one. So this is what I'm thinking. Right? So we have that, that, and that. What do we think about that for a layout? Is it too busy? Do we need to take away anything? All right, I got to take a picture of it, right? Because then I can analyze it a little bit. Oh, okay. It's too much. It's too busy. So, it's way too busy for me when I'm looking at it. So when I look at it, just so you can see, when I take a picture of it so I can see better what I'm seeing, so this is what I'm seeing, and I'm like, based on that, it just looks a little bit too busy for me. So I'm going to take away some of it somehow and refine my design just a little bit. So I do take pictures of things. I do. Oh, I know what I can do. Okay, so we're going to cut this one too. Nope, I think I'm going to use this, but here's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to do that, that. Okay. So this is what I'm going to do. My face is in the shot there. Alright, so right. Let me ask you guys a question, because I tend to somewhat design on camera. Alright, so if I do that, where do I want this? I want this to be about here, right? So that's on there. And then I want this guy to be on top. Like that. Right? So if I have this guy like that, right? So now I'm talking about this like that, and then I'm going to have this guy come in like that. Okay? That's how I design. How do you design? I audition placement of design elements. Right? So if I have this here, then I can have this somewhere around here. That. Okay. And then I can have this. I think that's plenty. As much as I want to add this yellow, I can't seem to. It just looked too busy because I still have to do the sentiment. So I'm going to put this one aside for just a second, because now I need to stamp my sentiment. And this is wishing you a lovely day. And again, we're going to heat emboss. Hold on. I know what I'm thinking, but I'm gonna do my sentiment first. And then finish the placement with that. Wishing you a lovely day. I know I I auditioned placement of the focal images. Let's go ahead and condition our stamp, and then we're going to go add our Versamark. And again, I walk, and because Versamark is like you can't see it, it's translucent, I walk it, and I do spend a little extra time just to make sure that the stamp is inked properly. Okay, then here we go. I'm gonna stamp it. Making sure I have good ink transfer. Here we go. Then I'm going to add my white embossing powder. Nope, that's not the white. Where's the white? Oh, I didn't put it away. My clear embossing powder is the only embossing powder I have in a green, snack, what do you call that thing? Whatever you call it, it's green. I'm doing well. We're almost done with this one. We will not get to do a third card, but I might do a third one anyway. Not on camera, and I'll show it to you. But we are definitely coming back, like I said, on Thursday to case the, I call it catalog, whether it's from the online exclusives or not, but we case that, the Stampin' Up artisan designs. I heat from the back, and then I heat on the front. Okay, let that dry or cool for a second, and then I'm gonna bring in my trimmer. Guys, you should see my desk. Actually not, I would never show it to you outside of this little workspace. You should see it. So let's go ahead and trim this down. And when I'm not sure what size I'm looking for, let's just start at a, let's go with a 2 1/8. I think a 2 1/8 will work. Okay, I didn't cut anything off. Oh, that's perfect. Probably could do a 2-inch. So let's make this a 2-inch. Still not going to cut anything off. So we're going to make that a 2-inch. So our piece is 2 inches. Alright. I could probably take a little bit off on that side. And I'm just going to trim this side. Alright, just a little bit. Because I kind of want it close. And then I'm just going to walk this through. So we are at 1 1/2. Okay. So it's 1 1/2 by 2 is where we're at. That's it, 1 1/2 by 2. And I'm going to need a piece of white. So if we have, let's go 2 1/8. And 1 5/8, is that right? Yep. That should fit that perfectly. So our card projects tonight, where did I just put my scissors? Oh, I put it away. Duh. My blades need to be replaced. I will be that will be added to my cart tomorrow. Tomorrow opens pre-order for Stampin' Up demonstrators from the new upcoming catalogs and the online exclusive. So I will try to remember to put cutting blades in that order. I had a little bit of, so here we go. Okay, so we got that. We're gonna adhere this. I have stuff everywhere, y'all. Do you have any neat stampers watching? I am definitely not a neat stamper, okay? Alright, so we're gonna mat this. I think that's about right. Maybe a little bit more over that way. Alright, so we have this. Now let's bring this back in, because we're gonna have this about right here. So if that's there, then okay, see now we're gonna have to adjust this in order for that to fit, right? That's what we need. So this is gonna go about here, right? And then hold on, let me bring this up so you can see. Tell me what you think about positioning, yeah? And then I think I want this guy to be here, and then maybe we can have that guy down there. What do you think of that layout? Too busy? Okay, I think that's kind of what I'm gonna go with then. But let's see, if we put it this way, okay, if we do it, oh, we might be able to do it that way. Okay. So I know for a fact that I am going to put dimensions on my sentiment, yeah? So let's just go ahead and get that done. And I'm placing the dimension, the foam tape in the center. That way if I need to stick anything under it, I have that already done, right? So this is going to go here. I think this is where I want to go. And then I'm going to have this under. Right? I think I'm going to do that. But I can do that. Yes, that's what I'm going to do. Something along those lines. All right, let's get this done. Right? So we're going to put this about right here, like that. I'm not gonna press it down. Oh yeah, that'll work. That will definitely work. Right? All right. It's about placement and auditioning where things go, yeah? Alright, so that's where this is going to go. This is going to go, well, not covering my sentiment now. So it's going to go like this. Right? Let's move this. I think it might work better back in here. Alright. It is what it is. We are there. And then I think we added just a little bit of blue right there. Alright. Let's see what we got. So I want that under, and then I want that there. Look at that. Looky. Okay, I don't think I need this. What do you guys think? Do you think I need that? I don't think so. I think that makes it a little bit too busy. But there's nothing that says we cannot put it on the inside, is there? Nothing that says we can't put either of them on the inside. All the extra ones that we have, right? Alright, let that sit. Alright, so this is done except for if I can find my baker's twine, or I had some yesterday. And then we can put this card to bed, you guys. And I think we have done a wonderful job, if I can find my baker's twine, with casing Taya and Amy. Okay, so we got that done. Snip and snip. Right. I'm going to add this to the inside of our panel. This is 4 by 5 1/4. Alright. Because it's 4 1/4, we should have about 1/8 of an inch border all the way around. There we go. And guys, I gotta find my I gotta find my baker's twine. That's gonna finish this card. I don't know where it is. That, and I do need to put some gems, and then this card will be finished. Finito, complete. I'm gonna I know I'm gonna come live. I want the clear stuff. I don't want. Ugh, I hate when I can't put my hands on what I'm looking for. I know. If I was a more organized crafter, I would be able to know where all my things are, but I'm not. I know it. So I'm using the iridescent rhinestones, and I'm gonna put one in the center, one in the center, like that. And then I'm going to put one here. And I think that's it. All right, so guys, minus my baker's twine, which I cannot seem to find at the moment, our card number 2 is complete. So what I am going to do, because I do have both of these items, all right, is I'm going to just use them to decorate my envelope. Do a little bit of fussy cutting here. Just a little bit. Not too many people like fussy cutting, but I don't. I kind of find it relaxing. So I don't mind it at all. I think for me it's relaxing when I don't focus on trying to get it to be perfect. And once you get over that need for it to be perfect, that's why I don't use that audio. And then I think let's just cut this off too. Alright, so do you have a favorite of tonight's card creations, card projects? I don't know what I'm going to do because I don't like how that fits on there. So, do you have a favorite? So here's our first card, our second card. Let me move some of this stuff out of the way. That way you can see the cards as they're meant to be seen. And then card number 1 that we worked on tonight. So we have Stamp with Taya for our card inspiration. You like them both. And then we have Anne Van Lucy for our card inspiration on this one. Guys, I hope you enjoyed yourself this evening. Thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and of course to share with your friends. If you do share, come back and mention #share, and you will be entered into the drawing to receive one of these cards as a thank you for spending some time with me. Guys, thank you so much. My name is Caron. I am your ATX Stampin' Lady. Oh, what happened there? I am your ATX Stampin' Lady. Don't forget to reach me. You can reach me at the information scrolling across the top of your screen. And should you need to, you can shop my online store at www.sweetsignatures.stampinup.net. Guys, thanks. Have a great evening and happy stamping.